When was the gold crackdowns? So what happened was in the 1920s, people who made out like bandits,
Moon Gang,
you guys all bought. What they did is they took their stock and they bought gold.
Yeah,
tons and tons of physical gold. And what happened is some of these guys had a ton of the gold supply. Then the French started to squeeze on the French did some calculations. You see, it's always a fucking bloody French. The French started demanding, because the U.S. owed the French a lot of money. The French started asking for their gold back and and basically did this to run up the gold price and basically squeeze the United States government. The United States government temporarily stopped trading in gold for a little bit and made gold illegal. And then what they did is they went and killed some of the top base. Imagine if like the Hunts brothers, right? How they tried to corner the market on silver. They just killed the Hunts brothers, stole all their silver. That's exactly what they did. This is a very under talked about. This happened in the 30s. Roosevelt killed a lot of people.
But he also outlawed anything bigger than the $100 bill.
Yeah. Now they weren't going to go after if you had like 10 ounces of gold back. That's a lot of gold back in the day, but like that's not like they were going after guys who had tons of gold and just hundreds of thousands of ounces of gold. They went after these guys.
You know, like the DOJ went after CZ.
Yeah. Hit a $16 billion company for him for $4 billion, and then he's like, I got the cash.
And probably the only reason why they did it is simply because he did 4 all the time.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I swear to God, it's the reason why it's $4 billion is got to be because they trolled his ass for sure. For sure.
But that's a big part of it. So I have a feeling that like if shit went really bad, they would if you're a known Bitcoin, well, you're gonna get killed.
Unless you're AVAX and you're working with JP Morgan.
Charles semantics. but that's what I'm saying. So like that's what happened is they confiscated gold from the top people because they're based what they were trying to do is they were so the guys who got rich during the 1920s, there was a lot of people who stayed rich. The flapper era didn't die.
Yeah.
The biggest so there's one era in the 1930s was the largest amount of wealth in I would say like the wealth gap was the largest during the 1930s. This is when you had the most expensive luxury cars on the planet up until you hit like the current era. Right. You had the Duesenbergs. You had these tricked out rides and stuff that all happened in the 30s. These people who stayed extremely wealthy from the stock market, took profits in gold, bought land, were very wealthy. And this, and then people got wrecked with Dust Bowl and all that stuff.
Yeah, you know what else it lines up with?
What?
More organized crime.
Yeah,
because that's what happens when you force people and try to move money that way. There's going to be a lot of people who are like, "Well, I don't want to play by your rules. I want to make my own rules." And if you read The Sovereign Individual, it's interesting.
Yeah,
because they actually call for. This was written in 1997. They call for a possible change in governments within the 21st century in the first half. And they also called for Bitcoin and digital currency to be created based on, a public and private key. They called the whole first chapter of The Sovereign Individual is about Osama bin Laden and New York City and the World Trade Centers.
Right.
And this was written in 1997 again. Right. And so like, there's part of me that's like, that would suck. Right. We don't want mob rule, or at least even partially more than what it is today. But you also see on YouTube, more degeneracy when it comes to government allowing crime and stuff like this too. So, if we're really going with that whole idea there, it's like history repeating itself again. That's part of the crisis, which, government can use to try to overtake too much authority over people and their rights, because there's so many scary things that come up because they fucked with the money. I could see that coming around the corner too. Because
they're not going to outlaw alcohol because they learned their lesson on that one. They're not going to outlaw weed because it's controlling the masses.
Right.
It could be that they what the next
they outlaw freedom of money. They outlaw cash,
and then that starts the whole thing.
Yeah.
We're like could be like the OTC runners. we're not moonshiners like in tricked out hot rods trying to get Mountain Dew to everybody.
Yeah,
right. But instead, everyone's they're trying to get cash to everybody, or they're trying to get like cryptocurrency to people.
Right.
Hopefully, we don't go that dystopian, you guys. Like,
I mean, who knows exactly what
this is early. Happen. We're talking early right now. This is like it's like we're talking in 1923 right